Welcome, dear viewers, to a world where darkness and mysticism meet in the creepiest forms. Here, in this abandoned corner of the internet, we will delve into the darkest corners of the human imagination. Prepare for awe-inspiring horror, as each of our stories is imbued with sinister secrets that lurk in the darkness of the night. Scary stories that remain beyond your imagination are waiting for you on our channel. Don't forget to turn on the lights, get comfortable, and hold on tight, because now we are going into the world of nightmares. Are you ready for it? Then welcome to our scary story.
The wind howled through the twisted branches, casting eerie shadows on the moonlit path leading to the ancient, decaying manor. The night was still and heavy with an air of foreboding. The protagonist, Daniel Hartley, stood at the edge of the overgrown grounds, captivated by the dark silhouette of the forsaken mansion. The stories that had echoed through the town about this place were the whispers of a realm unknown. Daniel had always been drawn to mysteries and enigmas, an insatiable desire burning within him to uncover hidden truths. He had stumbled upon tales of the abandoned manor during his research on local legends, tales of a mansion long forgotten but never quite left behind. The former abode of a wealthy and enigmatic family, it now lay dormant, shrouded in mystery and steeped in chilling tales. As he stepped cautiously onto the cobblestone path, he could feel the weight of history bearing down on him. The crunch of leaves under his boots seemed to echo like a drumbeat, alerting the spirits of the past to his presence. A cold sweat formed on his brow, yet the thrill of the unknown urged him forward. The moonlight revealed glimpses of the mansion's grandeur despite its state of decay. Once a majestic residence, it now stood as a hollow husk of its former glory. Ivy climbed the walls like skeletal fingers, attempting to reclaim the structure from the clutches of time. Windows stared back at him like empty eye sockets, devoid of life and warmth. Daniel felt a chill creep down his spine as he crossed the threshold. The air inside was thick with dust and the faint scent of damp wood. Shadows danced on the walls, giving life to the stillness that enveloped the space. He cautiously began to explore, each creak of the floorboards sending shivers down his spine. As he delved deeper into the manor, he discovered remnants of a lifelong past. Abandoned belongings lay scattered, frozen in time. A broken family portrait gazed mournfully from its shattered frame, capturing a glimpse of the lives that once thrived within these walls. A rusted baby crib stood in a corner, a haunting reminder of innocence lost. The silence within the manor was deafening, the stillness oppressing. Daniel's imagination began to play tricks on him, conjuring whispers and fleeting shadows at the periphery of his vision. He brushed them off, attributing them to his own nerves. Making his way to what seemed to be the study, he found a collection of old journals. The pages were yellowed and brittle, but the words within beckoned him to unravel the tales of the past. With trembling hands, he began to read the words of the long-departed inhabitants, their stories painting a picture of joy, loss, and something more sinister lurking beneath the surface. The moon climbed higher in the sky, casting an ethereal glow through the cracked windows. Daniel's heart raced as he read about strange occurrences, unexplainable events that had plagued the family for generations. Whispers in the night, apparitions in the mirrors, and the unsettling feeling of being watched. The words on the pages breathed life into the legends surrounding the manor. Unable to shake the unease creeping over him, Daniel decided it was time to leave. But as he turned to go, he heard a faint, anguished moan echoing through the halls. Every instinct screamed for him to run, but curiosity held him captive. He followed the sound, drawn deeper into the abyss of the manor. As he approached what used to be the family chapel, the moans grew louder, more distinct. He stood at the threshold, the darkness within seemingly impenetrable. Summoning his courage, he stepped inside. Before him lay a hidden chamber concealed for decades. It held an altar with strange markings and symbols etched into the floor. The atmosphere was oppressive, and the moans emanated from a source unknown. As his eyes adjusted to the dim light, he realized he was not alone. A figure, translucent and ghastly, materialized before him. A tortured soul from the past, bound to the earthly realm. Daniel's heart pounded as the ghostly figure reached out, a silent plea for release from its eternal torment. The mysteries of the manor were beginning to unravel, revealing a horrifying truth. Daniel was now entwined in a darkness that defied comprehension. The secrets of the old manor beckoned him further, plunging him into a world of spectral horrors he had never imagined. Little did he know, this was just the beginning of a chilling journey into the heart of the unknown, a journey that would test his courage and sanity in the face of a malevolent force that had long lain dormant. Daniel's nights turned restless as he grappled with the memories of the forsaken manor. The revelation of the hidden chamber and the tortured spirit haunted his dreams. The call of the unknown echoed through the corridors of his mind, a haunting melody that refused to fade. In the waking hours, he felt a mounting unease, a sense of being watched by unseen eyes. Shadows seemed to dance to a tune only they could hear, flickering and elongating as if beckoning him further into the abyss. The air grew thick with tension, laden with an otherworldly presence that sent shivers down his spine. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, bathing the land in a deep crimson hue, Daniel sat in the study where he had discovered the hidden journals. The dim candlelight barely illuminated the room, casting eerie shadows on the walls. He tried to focus on his research, but a palpable sense of dread hung in the air. Strange sounds emanated from the depths of the manor. A creaking floorboard, a distant whisper. Each noise intensified his apprehension, igniting his imagination with visions of the supernatural. He strained to dismiss them as figments of an overactive mind, but doubt gnawed at the edges of his consciousness. Days turned into a blur of fear and fascination. Daniel's nights were consumed by restless tossing and turning, haunted by the specter he had unwittingly awakened. One particularly moonlit night, the manor seemed to come alive with an unsettling energy. A chilling breeze swept through the hallways, rattling the broken windows and carrying with it an indistinct whisper. Daniel's pulse quickened as the sound echoed, like the mournful wail of a forlorn soul. He stumbled towards the source, his curiosity piqued despite the growing dread. The mansion seemed to shift, its walls closing in, and the air thickened with an almost suffocating heaviness. The candles flickered erratically, casting fleeting glimpses of the shadows that danced ominously on the walls. Each step he took felt like a descent into madness, yet he pressed on. Entering a long-forgotten ballroom, Daniel was greeted by an eerie sight, a flickering chandelier casting a macabre display of lights and shadows. The atmosphere pulsed with an unspoken malevolence, causing the hairs on the back of his neck to stand on end. As he ventured deeper into the ballroom, he heard a soft, mournful melody. The tune was hauntingly beautiful, yet carried an undertone of sorrow. He scanned the room, searching for the source, when he noticed a broken piano, its keys seemingly moving on their own. Frozen with fear and awe, he watched as invisible fingers danced across the piano's keys, producing the ghostly melody. It was as though the very soul of the mansion was playing this melancholic symphony, a lament for the forgotten and the damned. The shadows in the room seemed to coalesce, forming a ghostly figure that stood before him, an ethereal presence clad in tattered garments, its eyes hollow and empty, reflecting the emptiness of its existence. The apparition reached out, its touch sending a bone-chilling cold through Daniel's being. He stumbled backward, struggling to comprehend the reality of what he was witnessing. The phantom figure seemed to beckon, an invitation to join it in the realm of the unknown. Panic coursed through his veins, and he turned to flee, his heart pounding in his chest. Yet, even as he sprinted through the hallways, he could feel the presence trailing behind him. Whispers of despair echoed in his ears, and he knew that he had stirred something that could not be easily put to rest. The manor had awoken, and the call of the unknown had become an inescapable, haunting melody that would forever reverberate in the depths of his soul. In the days that followed, the encounters with the supernatural escalated, plunging Daniel into a maelstrom of terror and confusion. The manor's dark secrets were beginning to unravel, and he realized he was entangled in a sinister web spun by forces beyond comprehension. The true horror of the old manor was yet to reveal itself, and the relentless call of the unknown would continue to lure him deeper into the abyss of the inexplicable. Daniel's nights were tormented by visions, and sleep became an elusive refuge. Shadows played sinister games, morphing into grotesque shapes that danced at the edges of his sanity. The whispers of the past grew louder, an unsettling cacophony that invaded his mind. In the dim glow of a flickering lantern, Daniel ventured deeper into the manor. The air was stagnant, heavy with the weight of centuries-old secrets. The walls seemed to close in on him as he entered the long-forgotten servants' quarters, where echoes of a darker time still lingered. As he explored, he stumbled upon an old, weathered journal. The pages held the confessions of a maid who had served the family. Her words painted a grim picture of abuse and cruelty inflicted by the master of the house. The maid wrote of screams and sorrow that echoed through the night, etching the horrors into the very fabric of the manor. Haunted by the maid's story, Daniel continued his exploration, determined to unravel the truth. He descended into the depths of the manor, where the air grew colder and the darkness seemed to come alive with phantasmal apparitions. In a dimly lit corridor, the figure of a young girl materialized before him, an ethereal form with hollow eyes that seemed to pierce his soul. The girl's voice, a mere whisper, spoke of unimaginable suffering and despair. Tears welled in Daniel's eyes as he listened to the tragic tale of a child lost to the cruelty of her own family. Moving further, he found himself in what appeared to be the master's study. The room was frozen in time, an eerie stillness hanging in the air. The flickering candlelight cast long, eerie shadows on the walls. Daniel could almost sense the malevolent presence that had once occupied this space. As he stepped deeper into the room, the heavy scent of cigar smoke filled his nostrils. A gut-wrenching scream shattered the silence, reverberating through the room. He turned, only to see the ghostly figure of the master, his face contorted in rage, haunting the very place where he had once wielded his wicked authority. The phantom figure lunged at Daniel, his fingers like icy claws, and for a moment, Daniel felt as if he were suffocating. He stumbled backward, fleeing the study in terror. The encounter had left an indelible mark on him, a reminder of the horrors that had unfolded within these walls. Days turned into a haze of fear and dread, each encounter with the spirits leaving him more shaken than the last. The manor had become a labyrinth of suffering and lost souls, a trap from which escape seemed impossible. Daniel was determined to uncover the truth, to free these tormented spirits, and bring peace to the mansion. Yet, the shadows seemed to have a life of their own, twisting and contorting into grotesque shapes that taunted and terrorized him. The whispers grew into a cacophony of anguish, drowning his thoughts in a sea of despair. He knew he had to confront the past, to face the horrors head-on. Armed with resolve, he delved deeper, prepared to unlock the secrets that had festered for centuries. The ghostly encounters had only strengthened his resolve, for he knew that to break free from the clutches of the unknown, he had to confront the darkest corners of the past. Daniel's breaths came in ragged gasps as he descended further into the abyss of the manor. The realization had set in. It was a battle for survival, an unfathomable confrontation with the malevolent forces that had claimed the old estate. Each step he took felt like a step deeper into the clutches of the unknown. The once grand hallways now seemed to twist and contort, leading him into a maze of darkness. The shadows danced in a frenzied ballet, taunting him as if daring him to challenge the very essence of the manor. He tightened his grip on the lantern, his knuckles white with tension as he moved forward with resolve. With each revelation, he uncovered the sinister secrets of the house. Whispers of treachery and unspeakable acts echoed through the walls, a symphony of horror that gripped his soul. The mansion had borne witness to heinous crimes, and the spirits of the victims sought retribution. In an old library, filled with decaying books and the faint scent of mildew, Daniel discovered an ancient tome, an account of the atrocities committed by the master of the house. It spoke of a man consumed by greed and power, a man who had sacrificed his own family in the pursuit of eternal life and bound their tormented spirits to the manor. As he read, the room seemed to come alive. The shelves shook, books flew off, and the very ground trembled. Daniel knew he had to act swiftly. He searched the pages for a solution, a way to break the curse that bound the souls to this wretched place. Armed with newfound knowledge, Daniel set out to perform the ritual described in the ancient tome. The task was daunting, requiring a deep understanding of the occult and nerves of steel. He gathered the necessary ingredients and ventured into the heart of the manor. The atmosphere grew thick with anticipation, the air electric with an unseen force. Shadows twisted and writhed, the very walls seemed to breathe. He recited the incantations, his voice unwavering despite the creeping fear. As the ritual progressed, the mansion rebelled. A storm raged outside, lightning illuminating the darkness within. The ghosts, angry and defiant, fought back with a ferocity that sent shivers down Daniel's spine. He pushed forward, a beacon of determination in the maelstrom. The words of the incantation resonated through the halls, a desperate plea for release and redemption. The manor quaked, but Daniel's resolve held firm. The battle for survival had escalated to a climactic confrontation. In the final moments of the ritual, a blinding light erupted, banishing the shadows and freeing the tortured souls. The mansion seemed to sigh. The weight of centuries of darkness lifted. Daniel collapsed to his knees, physically and emotionally drained. But the victory was bittersweet. The manor lay in ruins, a crumbling relic of its former malevolence. Daniel emerged from the abyss, forever changed by the horrors he had faced. As he walked away, the memory of the old manor haunted him. The chilling realization that evil could corrupt and stain even the grandest of legacies lingered in his thoughts. The struggle for survival had left scars, both seen and unseen, a testament to the fragile balance between light and darkness in the human soul. And so, the tale of the Forsaken Manor ended, leaving Daniel with a profound understanding of the depths of human malevolence and the resilience of the human spirit. A lesson that would shape the rest of his life. A life forever intertwined with the horrors he had encountered within those accursed walls.